Hello. Okay, please don't judge me because I have avocado bed sheets. I'm an adult. Hello! So this week's going to be a slightly different kind of video. You won't be getting a video off of me and Elizabeth, but you will be getting one from my friend who was a recent graduate at Warwick. She's going to be taking you through her life after university, so I hope you enjoy, and I'll pass you over to Sasha. Bye!
Hi, it's Sasha. So this video is basically going to be an insight into my life as a graduate, just showing you some things I get up to, what it's like working in an office, things I do on the weekends, but hopefully it just gives you some sort of perspective of what it's like to go into the world of work after university, because it can be quite daunting, but hopefully this will show you that it can be quite exciting as well, and it's very rewarding. So I studied Politics and International Studies at Warwick, which is where I met Olivia, and I actually did a video for her a couple of years back about my course. So if you're actually applying for Warwick and seeing this video, then you can go look at that one as well if you're applying for politics. I kind of just give an overview of all the modules you can take and what it's actually like being in the department and being a student at Warwick. So I work at an IT consultancy firm, which is quite far off from the degree I did. I've actually been working for this company for a couple of years, worked part-time for them in summer of first year and throughout university then. My title is Operations Assistant. Now that means I dabble basically in a lot of what the company does, sales, marketing and customer care. I get to see a lot of how the company works and how it runs, and all the little nitty-gritty bits at the bottom, which will hopefully help me progress then into a role further up, which I'm looking forward to, so yeah. One of the main things to remember when applying for jobs after you graduate is the fact that you don't have to apply for jobs that just have graduate in the title. You can actually apply for just jobs in general, because a lot of the time they will want experience, but if you're from a good uni and you have a good degree, then they will consider you regardless of like past experience. Obviously it helps if you've got experience in any type of job, but if not, don't be put off just because it doesn't have like graduate in the title. Obviously apply to as many graduate placements as you can, because those are the ones that are actively looking for you guys who have degrees in specific areas. Now, finding accommodation post-uni and post-student living is actually not as difficult as you might think. First bit of advice, affordability. Look for what you can reasonably spend for a decent place that is within, you know, the budget of your salary. So, for example, I live in a studio, and for me it's the perfect amount of space. The kitchen is separate, bathroom is separate, it's like a living room, bedroom situation, as you can see a little bit. And that's the amount of space that I needed. Actually getting the flat is kind of the same process as what you do with a student flat. It's literally just going on Rightmove. That's exactly how we found ours. It's contacting landlords, contacting agencies, telling them your situation, telling them when you're going to be moving. Look in advance, look well in advance, because they start advertising months and months in advance. So you might not move until August, for example, but you might be able to get placed in, you know, May. Probably the most important thing about moving to a new place, if you are moving to a new place for your job, which you probably are, is get there and set yourself in at least a week before you actually start the job, because getting to know a place and getting to know the closest supermarket and sign yourself up to a doctor and exploring the town and picking up things you need, that kind of week to settle in and actually get my bearings, unpack, was honestly so beneficial to not only just like the smooth course of moving, but just my mental well-being. I wasn't overwhelmed with a lot of things at the same time, so I do recommend doing that. So this is my desk. This is the kind of stuff I have on a daily basis. But yeah, got a lot of production notes. Yeah, just managed to really figure things out with work. Have my coffee, rep in Warwick. In all seriousness, though, it is really, really great having your weekends to yourself again once you have a job. Obviously, living a student life, you don't get that. The weekends are study, study. Weekdays are study, study, study. So once you finish your 9 to 5 hours, best part is you have absolutely no responsibilities afterwards. Unlike studying, when you feel like you can do 8 AM until about 11 PM or later, all-nighters are no longer a thing. You can go to bed whenever you want, and it just feels amazing. And so obviously the one thing that doesn't change is the love of spoons, and so I tend to go to spoons far too often than is sane, so it's great. Some days, like today, can get quite bad. It's kind of difficult when you go into a grad job to feel as if you're bringing any value to a company. That's one thing that I feel like a lot of graduates from a top uni get the wrong idea about, that they're going to start this job and they're going to be amazing at it and everyone's going to love them and they're going to, you know, be in big bucks in like a year, but it's just not true. And it does get really difficult when there's just something that you think is really simple that you just cannot do, and the reason is because you haven't been trained in it ever. It's not because you're bad at it, and it's not because you can never do it, it's just because you've never done it before, and you kind of feel like a failure when you can't do it. One thing I found particularly difficult about coming into a graduate job where it's like an office is kind of making friends. It's difficult because obviously you want to get on with everybody, but everybody's going to have the same personality as you and not everyone's going to have the same interests. I really struggled at first. More me, I think I was just paranoid that they weren't going to like me. I kind of ate lunch on my own, that was really silly. So obviously after a while I've gotten to know them a bit better and now I really like them and I really get on with them. It's just at first it's a bit daunting, especially for me because I was like the only new starter in the company. I'm walking up a hill. It scares the breath in. The saddest part about leaving uni is knowing that all your friends are going to be scattered around and it's going to be a lot harder to see them. But thankfully, a lot of my friends actually stayed at Warwick and are doing various different things. And a lot of them actually were freshers when I met them, so they're still studying. And so I am on my way to go see them in Leamington and have a great weekend. So I came to uni for the day and look who I found. Hi! A difficulty I found is that you really do miss your friends. After uni, you obviously build such close friendships with people over 3 years. And then you leave and it's kind of like the whole dynamic changes and you can't see them as much as you want to, or at all if they live somewhere completely different. So it is a hard thing to get used to.
Life as a graduate, returning to your graduate friends and not moving on.
Yes, I'm coming to see my graduate friends. Dinner! Welcome to the Sasha show. I always agree to do these videos for Olivia and then I get really cheesy and I literally can't do them. Where's my camera? Don't know why I did that. Ignore this bit, Olivia. And I studied. Let's just see how this films. Maybe I should do it this way. I sit here